live and completely off topic before we even hit record. It's the Vocal Minority Podcast.
I love pizza.
Oh, well, yeah, who doesn't?
You know what people don't talk about enough is deep dish
Teenage
pizza.
Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes, Leonardo was the best artist.
Heroes on a half shell.
Mm-hmm.
Starsky and Hutch.
That car, though, come on.
The General Lee?
Yeah.
That car's a racist.
True.
No. We're not talking about it.
Well, hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Vocal Minority Podcast, the podcast that loves the Voyageurs Cup. Remember the Voyageurs Cup? It's still happening.
The what?
I know. It's a thing, apparently. We're going to talk about it at some point, I think. Probably. Well, I know. It'll be fun. It'll be like a cute little throwback to I don't know when.
Well, I just want to say on behalf of Tony and Duncan, Kristin, congratulations on getting a trophy for your other account. Very nice.
Thank you.
You've worked so hard for it.
I know, really. I feel very proud. Yeah. On this week's show, we look back at not one but two dismal matches from Toronto. Yay! Talk about the Italian job. The players, not the movie. Lament a final loss, I know, for the CanXNT. They're riled up about Canada Soccer's latest hire. Look ahead to TFC's upcoming, exciting, I don't know. There's a match on the weekend. We're going to talk about it and more. Now, this week's panel. Laughing at Inter Miami, say hello to Duncan Fletcher.
It's the biggest game in the history, you know. This is huge. It's huge.
I thought about you so much when that was happening. I was like, oh my God, Duncan is loving this. Not melted. In fact, he's managed to survive, faculties intact. It's Mark Hinckley.
Yeah, that yesterday was a questionable decision going to a match of the footballs, but as it turns out, once the sun fucks off behind a cloud, it's actually okay. I wouldn't recommend trying it though; it's too risky.
And you got some good TV time. TV in air quotes. One soccer. You got some like time there on one soccer. I saw you.
I mean, I did stand in the front row because
you were very, very happy when Rubens, what's his name, got his hat trick.
Oh, that was
we saw that.
I'm gonna have to go find a replay to catch all the excitement of me being excited. Do you think I could turn it into a meme? Do you think that's GIFable?
It could be.
All right.
Do it.
It could be.
Well, I got to see what it looks like. I mean, if it's bad, it's like, well, there's nothing you can do.
I think there's potential here, people.
I mean,
it wasn't super close up on you by any means, but it was very clearly you.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, it was kind of churchish at the game. A lot of people were put off by the 6:45 kickoff. Sure.
Oh, I was like, a lot of people were praying. There were hymns. Like,
I don't know. No, quiet. Like quiet.
Oh, quiet as. Oh, okay.
Yeah, like
there was a lot of crosses.
There were some wafers too, which was really.
Other churches are available.
So.
Our man on the street reporter. Welcome to Tony Walsh.
I mean, I have a home.
You do?
Yeah, I mean,
congratulations!
I don't just set up a broadcasting booth on the streets.
Oh, well, my image of you is shattered.
That'd be pretty cool, actually. I could just put it on the front of my bike like a roving studio.
Right, I just kind of assumed that's what you did.
Although I'd talk about the proper Italian job if I did have my own show on a bike.
Like, you can blow the doors off later, okay?
Should really have your own show on a mini if you're going to be talking about the Italian job.
There you go.
Bikes.
Three of them. One
you
to
could
drive.
rotate. Exactly. You could drive one to the next one and then just like.
Mark, can you sit in the third one and edit?
I'll see what I can do.
Thanks.
No problem.
As for me, I'm still questioning whether or not that was a penalty. I am your host, Kristin. Now to our show.
Good night, everybody.
All right. What's been going on? TFC, back-to-back badness, including a dire, just mostly depressing loss to our most hated rivals, the Snowflakes. Yeah, those were two not good games.
That's a way of putting it. I would even go as far as saying they were bad.
They were bad.
Yeah.
The one against Montreal, though, was especially bad. Like that.
I don't know. I don't think.
Really, you thought the one against Chicago was worse? I'll go. The one against Chicago was really bad.
I feel like the one against Chicago was worse because Chicago's Chicago. Montreal's decent.
Yeah.
And I feel like that scoreline, in a twisted way, flattered Toronto. It should have easily been 3-0 by half.
Well, as much as I don't want to say nice things about Alex Bono because it pains me to do it,
I know
he had a good match.
I know.
Yeah,
he really did. He really did, actually.
But yeah, I mean,
he's playing for a spot.
What are they doing? I mean, you can be outplayed in a game without looking awful. Like say, for example, sort of Canada against like US. US was clearly the better team, but Canada at least looked organised, and they've got a chance here. They could do things. TFC were just awful. They're just wow,
yeah,
so fucking sloppy and no real threat at all going forward, and then just it's a lot of work to do.
It really is, and it's. Like I was talking to lots of people. I was talking to my dad, and like we talk. Everyone talks about the defense, right? Because they continue to bleed goals and stuff. But so much of it really feels like it's stemming from the midfield. And so we've got Marc-Anthony Kaye, who I think we were all pretty generally excited about having on board. We like Marc-Anthony Kaye. He's done some good things. Bob Bradley has been who he's played his best football under. All those nice things. And I haven't really felt that he's, again, it's like whatever, a match and a half. Did he start both games? No. Yes? God, I already don't remember. This is terrible.
Yeah, he played against Chicago as well, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't really feel like the influence was there. Now, whether, does it absolutely have to be him, Bradley, and Osorio? Does Osorio have to be there to make this work? And if so, that could be a problem. But the wing play hasn't been as strong as it's needed. They're not tracking back, so they're not contributing to the defensive aspect of it. But the midfield just feels confused and not accurate. It's not crisp. This isn't a crisp midfield, and TFC desperately needs it to be that.
We need Mikey Delgado back to be carrying some water.
Apparently, he's the engine, right? Who we just he was the engine that could, and we let him go.
Make everything make sense.
Really?
But the other thing that's been really apparent over the last two matches, but Cristito is really a cut above. And we touched on this last week, but
can you call him by his Christian name?
Put
some respect on. Thank you.
It's kind of wild to watch him play. TFC is not there's not a lack of talent on Toronto. There's some some raw youth and some stuff that needs work on, but there are good players for Toronto. This isn't a team of scrubs, right?
No scrubs.
Yeah, I don't want them. But he is, again, we talked about this. We talked about when Vasquez first got here, and he would put a ball somewhere and realize that his teammates didn't know what he was doing. They couldn't play to that level. And I feel like this is what's happening right now. And I'm wondering how that's going to, how much of that we're going to see once Insigne and Bernardeschi play. Or is it Bernardeschi?
I've heard both, Deschi and Deshi.
I thought it was Deshi, but Wildman and Caldwell were saying Deschi a lot on the broadcast on the weekend, and I was confused. So, Bernie, our buddy Bernie.
But yeah, I mean, when Larry and Bernie are there, there's going to be at least a couple of players that he can be sort of linking
on
up
the
with
receiving end of goodness. Yeah.
I mean, I do feel as well, like Prosciutto, he's definitely better. He seems noticeably good going forward. Defensively, doesn't seem like he's been, oh, well, yeah, this guy's really fucking good. He's solidifying things yet. But
I don't feel like he's being asked to, though. Like, he's not, like, they've got him as a winger right now, right? Like, he's not even being asked to defend, really.
Sure, but maybe he should.
Yes.
Maybe somebody should.
That might be nice. Oh, it's just...
Let's get back to the days of, when fullbacks were fullbacks, like Stephen Bader Shaw. They wanted super fancy.
I'm all for that. Anyway, yeah, it's very interesting to see right now how none of this is coming together. And I almost feel like they were more unified earlier in the season, and now they're in this very strange, nobody quite seems to either know what they're doing or wants to do what's being asked of them. And I can't tell which it is.
I mean, it's a different team now, though. It's just like, suddenly
all these players have left. Yeah.
It's not the team from April.
Yeah,
it's like,
that's true.
I mean, yeah, there's pieces, but very soon, 4 key starters will be guys who weren't here.
Yeah.
Like the 3 Italians and Mark Anthony Kaye, and no doubt somebody else soon. You would, I think. So, like, yeah, that's the core of the team is entirely different, and you would assume I don't know. I have a hard time identifying what the Bob Bradley style is. I don't know if we've seen it yet. Maybe because as we talked about last week, he's kind of on this like half-season evolution program where everything seems like it's about to change, but I don't know. You would assume with those 4 players that a lot of the style of play might change along with it. It doesn't seem like they went out and bought players to fit into a system. They went out and bought the best people they felt for a number of reasons. A mixture of, quality and promotion and all kinds of good stuff. So I don't know. Comparing it to the April team is going to be apples and oranges soon, I feel.
I don't think you're wrong. I mean, I feel like that we were promised at the beginning of the season that while the team was going to look different, there was no real indication as to how different it was going to be. Like, if they're going to purge themselves of a lot of other talent to start during the off season, promote the kids, give them more playing time, some of them getting their first minutes, some of them we've seen since last year. I feel like as soon as things were going to start to look shaky, that somebody in a suit's going to come flying in and try to push forward changes. I believe that was always going to happen. And it's not to say that I don't have faith in the kids. I clearly have faith in the kids because I'm ready to let them ride for the rest of the season, but that's not how this business works. So here we are. We've got 3 new Italians and a returning Mac. And there's no indication that this is the end of it either. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah. No, they're still talking moves, whether or not they're going to fill that 3rd DP spot now, whether it's going to be later.
Announce Seba. So anyway, I know. I feel like it's coming. I feel like it's coming.
Any day now. I'm just waiting for it.
What was he doing?
Surprise me.
This is what wrestling has done to me. As soon as you stop talking about them, this is when they show up.
Yeah.
This is when the run-in comes in with the steel chair in the back of the head, standing over a bleeding
Iowacanola or something.
I got you spotted now. And I'm all for it. I mean, from the wrestling standpoint, not the violence. I'm all for it. But it's just weird that, random photos of him being in and around Southern Ontario just popping up out of nowhere as if like, hey guys, don't forget about the me. And
in pure wrestling form, he should show up at halftime dressed as Tony Pepperoni and unveil himself.
Oh yeah, no, he's Well, what should happen is he gets into a fight with somebody on the other team going for a throw-in, and then as he's about to take the throw-in, he just studs up, tackles the guy, injures the shit out of him, and then reveals.
Yeah.
And I will pop so hard. I will be downstairs at the at the club shop getting a Seba personalized jersey.
The gift shop, just like giving her. I was like, it's Mark.
The red card goes back in the ref's pocket. That's how quickly I will love that. Like, wow. Sign me the fuck up. I will never miss another game for the rest of my life. Unless I'm dying, bleeding, or both. I will not miss a game.
I hope the referee is Dangerous Danny Davis.
Oh, that would be
wow.
I mean, we got vicious Ted Uncle. Is that good enough? So I feel like that DP spot might still actually be a negotiation with Seba. It's like, let's talk him down a little further. And
no, if they waste a DP spot on Seba, like, come on now.
But
no.
Although, do they have any Tam or Gam left? I have no idea.
I don't know. It's all.
He's got tiny gams.
It's all creative accounting at this point. But
true.
As far as the DP, I feel like they're probably going to hold out. I wouldn't be surprised if they start making announcements or like hints getting dropped of somebody that's currently like about to start their season or that's in the infancy of their season, and there's already talk of like as soon as that first transfer window opens up, TFC is going to sneak in there with a contract and pluck them away for February.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I felt like the team was always in flux. I feel like I just didn't realize that the flux isn't over. It's still mid flux.
Yeah. And you to comment on that a little bit later. If we're going to go back to 20 whenever and we should bring back Severs and then bring back Drew Moore. Bring back Drew Moore as a DP.
Yes.
He helped the first time round. He could help again, I'm sure. But yeah, the team has been in flux. I mean, it's not just about, we're going to start and playing the kids and blah, 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 blah. It's just there's been just a lot of injuries and that sort of thing, and it's never been a settled team. And Osorio has been in and out, however much in the midfield. Akinola was injured for most of the year. Salcedo was in and out. Mavinga kind of in and out. And the defence has never been settled. And Bono and Westberger just keep being swapped around and all that sort of thing. So, yeah, it's just been constantly in flux. So, it's really hard to judge anyone as being at fault so far because, there's never been any kind of consistent.
Exactly.
Just, it's an inexperienced lineup, but we're going to throw them out there for a whole bunch of games in a row and let's see what happens. It's been, not some of it by choice, some of it forced by injuries and suspensions, what have you. But, yeah, lineups have been all over the place.
Yeah. It's like completely, just ignore, dismiss any calls from anybody to get rid of Bob Bradley. It's like, come on. One, that's not happening. It's just not. There's no way. There's no way that they don't give him forget just giving him one season. Dude has 2 seasons for sure. There's just no way.
What if they got halfway through next season and it was like this still?
Yeah, at that point, then, yeah.
I guess maybe it was like a Swansea situation, maybe, but I don't think it will be.
If we can get rid of Manchester United worthy Chris Armas this quickly, we can
That's true. That is an excellent point, Duncan.
We can surely get rid of Swansea worthy Bob Bradley this.
Well, I mean, who wouldn't want to be fired from TFC's head coaching job when that's the career arc?
That's the path. Come on now, yeah, really.
I've never felt that that's more of an appropriate insult than Chris Armas' Manchester United. I mean, I'm so at peace with it. It's delightful. I really am. And the more people remind everybody else, he somehow fucking failed upwards, but that's where he ended up. It's might actually be a little bit of a lateral move. We'll see how it goes.
If he breaks Christian Eriksen.
Is he still there? He's not still there, is he?
Isn't he still
No,
there?
I feel like he moved somewhere else.
yeah, I feel
Oh
like he
shit,
got.
that's right. You're
Yeah,
right.
he
Did
got
he go to
yeeted
Leeds with Jesse Marsh?
With the
He
previous.
got loaned out or something. Right.
got loaned.
Never mind.
Maybe.
I don't care, Mark. If your fucking team breaks Christian Eriksen, whoa.
Excuse me, my fucking team had him. Don't forget that. Brentford, suck it. Yeah,
You know what I'm talking
we
about.
forget real quick.
Wikipedia doesn't
don't
say
we?
anything about that Chris Armas currently.
No, I thought maybe
Really does anybody.
wasn't there a rumor of him going to Leeds with?
No, you're
Leeds.
right. You're right. That actually
Leeds
does ring
sound familiar,
a
yes.
vague bell. Yes,
But maybe it didn't
Anyway.
happen.
maybe.
That would be disturbing.
So, Federico Fetty, do we call him Fetty?
No.
No.
Why would we do that when Rico is right there?
Suave.
Berry is fine.
No,
Buddy.
but come on, let us have Rico Suave. Come on. Look at how he's dressed. Look at the style that's happening. All right, so
He's
as
dressed like
soon
he
as
has a magic show later tonight in Vegas.
he has a tiger waiting behind the curtain.
For the first shot I saw him, I thought he was cosplaying as Lamal. So immediately, never-ending story played in my head.
Turn around.
Yeah, like I know it's not that close, but kind of is.
I don't know. You put a spiky wig on
A
him.
little bit of If he grows that out, gets spiky, it's like, yeah, this shit's happening. We're gonna find a giant flying dog and ride him all over the waterfront.
Falcor.
Did you know Chris Armas had part of his youth career with Brooklyn Italians?
Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Waypoint A.
Go
I know.
on.
I don't know how old he was.
No wonder Manning hired him.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all nepotism. It's all nepotism.
Always was.
Always was. It wasn't Ali Curtis's Red Bull connection. It was Manning's Brooklyn Italians connection.
He was just using Curtis to get the harvest. What a world.
Anyway, so Bernie has arrived. He's here. He's officially signed. There was the big unveiling on Monday afternoon, in which he's made quite the impression. Like, everyone is speaking very highly of him. All of the, how he was at the unveiling, his Instagram videos. He's saying all the right things in very positive language, talking about his family and talking about coming to Toronto, wanting to build something here. And, obviously he's not going to say, oh yeah, whatever, I just decided to come to fucking Toronto. But everyone seems quite enamored of him, more so than, say, Insigne, who out of the two is probably the brighter star. And Cristito, again, I just admire his play, but he's like an older player, higher level, clearly just from watching him. But everyone seems to be all in on Bernie. So I don't know. Did you watch any of the unveiling?
I saw little Twitter highlights here and there. He seems fun.
He does seem fun. I do appreciate that he really does seem to engage with the fans. The whole like getting involved with the chants and dancing around and stuff. Like, I thought that was good, right? Like, he's trying. So I appreciate that. But the outfit. Why do they all wear white? I don't understand.
The height of fashion.
Is P. Diddy in town? Like, what's happening?
Height of fashion.
Mm.
I don't know which fashion. I don't know which height. It's just the height of fashion.
Apparently.
Wear your best, they said. I actually, my favorite part of it wasn't even like the presser itself and him. He seems delightful. I hope he's as, if he's half as charismatic on the pitch as he is off of it.
Agreed.
He can stay.
We're in for a treat.
Wait till he's
yes.
50. They're gonna Wendell Clark the living shit out of this guy. That's a hockey reference. Anyway, no, it was the shot of them sitting like the three of them on the panel, and the first thought I was like, what would Lex Luthor's lesser brother's name be? So there's Lex Luthor, Lawrence Luthor, and their new starling, And it was like, see, look, we're not evil. We brought him. And it's just, that's what played in my head as soon as I saw the photo. I'm like,
that's amazing.
Superman's going to be here to fight them all.
It's our cousin, Lorenzo Luthor.
Hi, everybody.
All for one. Oh, my God.
I make a deal with the General Zod.
Hey, talk about like all for one and what have you. What is, and this was like when they were doing Insignia as well. They seem to be really fucking pushing the whole sort of family.
Yes,
thing.
oh, familia.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
what's that all about?
Oh, you know.
Well, you know, it's just subtle nods to, you know, the family. You know, this yeah, exactly. This isn't. They're not subtly referencing the mob or anything like that. No, don't be ridiculous. Who would do that? Who would do such a thing? Who would put that on merchandise and talk about familia and stuff? No one would do that. That's just crazy talk.
I wonder if he was allowed to refuse the offer he was given.
What does he think about the fishes? Yeah, they're leading hard. I'm waiting for like Godfather night at BMO Field, and
I don't know what that entails, but
I don't know either. Actually, I'm really not sure.
Although with current tipsy, it would be Godfather 3 night.
Oh dear. Anyway, so Tony.
Yeah, that's me.
Intrepid downtown resident.
With my press fedora.
Yes. Would you care to tell us about an encounter you had?
I will say that I had the opportunity to bump into Federico, and what can I say from a very in-depth journalistic point of view, I will say he's a very, very, very nice man. Back to you, Kristin.
No, you have to tell us more of the story than that.
That's dog shit, Tony. Do better.
He's tall and surprisingly skinny.
Go on. And
has some fascinating tattoos on the back of his ankles.
Tony Walsh, everyone. Wow.
Please to explain.
Oh, sorry.
I think if I remember, they were like upside down triangles. I can't remember what they were. They look like
the Illuminati.
No, like where you press
like
down.
The Triforce from Zelda.
Oh.
I can't remember exactly. I just remember, obviously, like a lot of footballers, you know.
Lots of tats, yeah.
Lots of tats. But hey, no, he was a super nice guy. He was spent a lot of time with. There were a small group of fans who kind of like recognized him and were coming up to him and took the time to not only he signed an autographs. He was talking to them. He was.
That's what they come to Toronto to avoid.
I know, but no, he seemed to be reveling in it. And this would have been, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the day after he arrived. So all was still pretty new. And he was really taking the time and seemed really, as has been noted in his press conference, that he seems to be happy in Toronto. It actually seemed like that wasn't an act, that he, genuinely seemed to be enjoying interacting with fans. So it was nice. Good guy, though. Good, seemingly very good guy in person.
Oh,
and that's always nice.
That's the important thing. It's an important thing.
It's the most important thing, that everybody learns life lessons and has a good game.
You know what? It does help, right? Like
I like it. I like it
want them to be
when someone's a good dude. Yeah,
exactly.
Sure,
yeah, like I Duncan, I know you love your villains, but
I like a villain when they're on our team. That's fun. But a villain who's good to his own supporters is extra good.
Well, and also especially because I think, not that we don't have players on the team that people are, really like and connect to. And again, obviously a lot of players have been with the team for a long time and that sort of thing. But if you have kind kind of an unknown quantity for existing fans, let alone all of our new fans. Welcome. It's nice to hear that someone is engaging and seems really positive and that sort of thing. And you hope that that carries over into the pitch on a good way, not in everything's lovely. No, you want them to kick ass. But
I will say he was wearing a similar but more darkly hued, same kind of very flowing clothes. He does seem to dress like he's a guru.
I was gonna say, is there a lie? He's just got like an all linen wardrobe. Is that what's happening
like
here?
Yeah. Welcome to winter in Toronto, my friend.
The other thing that sort of like has come up recently is, obviously the transfer window is open and there's transfer rumors, and TFC still very much a work in progress. There's been a lot of talk of shuffleboard and or Akinola being shopped, and I found that kind of intriguing. Maybe more the Akinola than Schaffelberg, which I sort of see. I feel like he needs to go somewhere where he's going to get some more minutes, I think. I don't think it's going to be Toronto this year.
The youth movement is dead.
Is he that young anymore, though?
The sort of youth movement is dead.
How old is Jacob Schaffelberg? Actually, he's actually still pretty young, isn't he?
21, 22-ish, something like that. But yeah, they're not going to be playing him ahead of Larry or Bernie on the wing. So,
definitely not. Oh yeah, he's only 22. Oh, okay. Interesting. But yeah, I just thought it was like to have an Akinola who has been through a lot, and it still feels like to me like a more viable. He seems like still like a pretty viable scoring option for Toronto, and considering they're still struggling to score, I don't know.
Still don't even know how they're going to line up when they have the whole like.
That's true. There's no idea.
Like we're not even close to seeing how he plays this team, so who knows?
Yeah. Well, perhaps we'll find out on Saturday, which we'll talk about later. All right, we're moving on from Toronto then. And obviously more of this will happen as this window is open and stuff. The Canadian women's national team, XNT, so close. After a pretty nice win against Jamaica, although a Bunny Shaw-less Jamaica, which was too bad. I think it would have been a much different game if she had played, because she is a constant threat and just so fucking talented. But again,
wait, you would have rather a much different game?
You know what, I like
Kristin Knowles. I want to be entertained over Canada's outcome.
I've been hanging out with Duncan too much.
mm-hmm.
I just really like watching Bunny Shaw play, but also I do have a soft spot for the Reggae Girls. So much shit seems to happen to them, like off the pitch in terms of their federation, in terms of support, in terms of money, in terms of issues with their coach. Like there's just like, it just feels like it's nonstop. So I kind of want good things for them, not necessarily at the expense of Canada, but anyway. But they won 3-0 win over Jamaica, which took them to the final, which we'd said was going to happen against the Americans. And God, that was terrible. Just bad match. Like that was not a good game. Decided on a soft penalty, but as a lot of people have pointed out, like reminiscent of a penalty given to Canada in the Olympics. So whatever. But it was just certainly wasn't the last match you wanted to see from the XNT going, into a bit of a break. It was like, oh, that was terrible. But like, not the Americans were much better. Like it was a bad game on both sides. There was a lot of uninspired play, a lot of lack of finishing. yeah, it was a weird game. It was a weird game after what had been some like pretty, there'd been some decent games throughout the rest of the tournament from both sides. I didn't watch much of the Americans, but I watched, the women's match, the Canadian women's matches, and yeah, there was some good stuff. But unfortunately, so now they have, and this is the incredibly stupid thing, but whatever. So as we mentioned, whoever won this tournament got an automatic qualification to the 2024 Olympics in Paris. So that's the Americans. They punched their ticket. But there was going to be a playoff between second place and third place for the next spot. That game does not happen until September. Wait for it. Of 2023.
Naturally.
Oh, sure. I mean, they're all in the same place right now. Do we want to just play a game right now and decide it? No.
No. Let's wait 14 months to make this happen. There's no other time between now and then that we could possibly schedule this.
You can really work on your set pieces.
The Olympics are 2 years away. I get that, but still. I somehow that had escaped my understanding that it was not this year, but next year that this match was being played. Yeah.
What a build-up.
Yes.
We're going to be talking about this for 13 months and 3 weeks.
Yes. It's going to be the talk of Canada, the talk of Jamaica considered the third place team, or did they have a they did, didn't you? Jamaica,
they did, yes, and they beat Costa Rica, yeah.
So this is going to be the talk of Canada.
Oh,
and Jamaica,
I know. This is a marquee match for CONCACAF. It's just
Caravana next year is going to be extra spicy.
Oh yeah. And it's just going to be a one-off, like rando neutral site.
Oh yeah.
I assume, yeah.
Austria.
I have no idea.
Austria.
Austria. Yeah. I literally have no idea.
That's where all the good.
That's where all the good matches are played now. Yeah, that's a good point, Mark.
Don't lie to us. You know where it's being held, and you know when tickets are going on sale.
I have no idea. I know what we will ask for, but anyway, whether we get listened to. So anyway, a decent tournament for the XNT. A couple things from it, I think that sort of became, some things were apparent. One, Ashley Lawrence does not get nearly enough love for just being awesome all the time. She is one of the hardest working and most productive players for the women's national team. And she rarely puts a foot wrong and is one of those players that you can slot her in just about anywhere on the pitch and she's going to have a positive effect. I really love Ashley Lawrence. She's so much fun to watch. Janine Becky really surprised me during this tournament. I don't know if anyone else kind of just noticed her being everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, she seemed to be everywhere on the pitch when I was, because I caught about half, 2/3 of the Jamaica game and I caught half of the US game. Has she always been city fucking TV on the pitch? Like she was everywhere.
She really was, right? Like it was, I was astonished as the tournament wore on how apparent that was.
Yeah. Her contributions were, I feel like it's stepping up. Like it's really like finding another, not that I have expectations or like I don't have expectations of anybody's skill set, trajectory, et cetera. And if Becky was like, if we've seen the best Becky and she's just maintaining that, that's fine. That's still a good player. But this really seemed like a bit more responsibility was heaped on her and she ran with it. So I'm very happy for her. She had a really good tournament.
Yeah, well, I like what you said, like about the responsibility. I feel like, yeah, she was definitely. I felt like she was really a leader on the pitch. A lot of excellent play down the wing. She was really involved in a lot of the attacks. It's a little bit like I don't know that she needs to take every single corner. I feel like that's perhaps a bit much.
Well,
She's
calm down on that. You know, there's other people. I'm sure they're good. I'm sure you're good, but I'm sure they're good too.
she's taken like every corner. I think seriously, if she was on the pitch, I think she took every corner for Canada. Because I tweeted most of those matches, and I feel like I at one point in time I should have just copied and pasted the tweet. Corner for Canada, Becky to take. I typed that out so many times because it was always her. She's decent at it. I'm not saying she's like sucks at it. It's not like Michael Bradley taking a corner. But surely somebody else can be. I don't know.
I mean, she's no Kyle Becker.
No, well, but who is Duncan?
True.
Who is? Keelan Sheridan, very much.
Had a good tournament, yeah.
Yeah, like I have zero issues with her immediately. Like she stepped right into being the number one.
Yes.
And it was pretty sure that was going to happen anyway. But this was a good term of her. Now, yes, she was not overly bothered. The Women's World Cup next year and the Gold Cup will be much better indicators, but she's such a strong keeper anyway. We've seen good performances from her in the past. But she had some nice saves. She seemed to have some good communication with the defense. I'm a pretty big fan of hers, but like that was enjoyable to watch. And enjoyable performance all around throughout the entire tournament, I think, from her. But who we really want to talk about is Julia Grosso. Why isn't she starting? Come on, Bev. What the hell?
It's time to kick that old sort of Christine Sinclair off to the bench.
Man, like I know they're not going to do it, but I love Christine Sinclair, and you know what? They could play together. They could sit somebody else. I don't know who sit Jade Riviere. Like she had a solid tournament. Jade's great. I really like her a lot. She's got a huge future ahead of her. But every time Julia Grosso was subbed on, the difference in how Canada played and how they looked, in the creativity change, the forcefulness in the attack, the movement. Like there was often other subs around, but like no, she was often subbed on by her. Anyway, I just think at least one of those matches, I sort of feel like it should have been, reward for good play throughout the tournament. Here, you've earned this start because you've been one of our best players, therefore run with it. I don't know. I know I'm not the only one that thinks this. I've seen this many places from many people, but I think this tournament was a good sort of coming out party almost for her.
Yeah. She, the bits that I saw, just like, yeah, okay, you're doing good things here. Just many highlights. It's easy to look impressive in highlights, but it's maybe time to got to find a place for her. And whose place might that be?
This whole tournament had, I think, did a really good service to a lot of those. I don't know, like not the mixture of like younger players and fringe players. Some of them really got a chance to really up their stock, and it did wonders for them. Like I know we've said it, the names we've already covered here, but like it just I can't honestly say I've noticed a tournament, like a full tournament, where like 2 or 3 players came again from the fringes to really shine. like I didn't really notice that in Tokyo. Like the players who played for the gold medal all the way through, yeah, so that not many surprises in there. Might have been one or two, but for the most part, sure, that's fine. This one was like, okay, like I mean, granted, to a couple of retirements, opportunities, etc., provided for that for this tournament to have those spotlights, but it's I am very optimistic that service will be continued to resume as Canada as a good, very, very good women's side internationally. Like I'm not concerned that the golden generation retired and okay, that's that. It's like, no, we're in very good hands. If it keeps going this way, very good hands.
Yeah. Could we be including Vanessa Gilles in that thing, or is she already too established?
Oh no, I think you definitely have to include her. Yeah. She's actually, you know what? Like she is, I find her still like quietly effective. Like and that's perfect for the role that she plays, because suddenly she's there and, you know, smothering things, taking care of business, and then she's just kind of like not there until you don't know she's there until she's like destroying your game kind of thing. And it's
and then she's a menace up front from corners and what's that thing as well.
She is. It's delightful.
So, yeah.
That's a great way of putting it, Duncan. She's absolutely a menace. She's a beautiful menace. I love it. Yeah, no, I think she is one of those players that kind of sort of had really like the Olympics is when people first was like, oh, who's this? And then she started to get more and more consistent play. This tournament, yeah, was a really good one for her actually. And playing with Kadisha is never a bad thing, right? Yeah, there was some really good things from this tournament. I still think there's some questions, but Bev's got a year to figure some shit out. So, and a number of the players have new teams in which they should get more playing time over this next year, right?
With Janine Becky, like she's in NWSL now, right?
Yeah, she's with the Thorns. Jordan Heidema is who did she join? She's NWSL now as well. I
Probably
think
the Thorns then, and isn't to be Canada's team.
Doesn't everybody go to the Thorns? Yeah, no, she's with the Reign. But again, at least for her especially, like Janine Becky was, you know, a bit up and down with Man City, but she'll obviously she's going to play a shit ton with Thorns. But Jordan Heidema, like it was very exciting for her to go to PSG, but she was so trapped on that bench, and you feel almost like her development has taken some steps back just from lack of playing time. Like she's only 21. She's got potentially a huge career ahead of her, but over the course of like 3 years, she barely played. Like it was kind of heartbreaking to watch, to see, you know, she has all this potential. She got signed to this massive club where there's so many good players, and that's part of the problem, right? So many good players. But she barely played. And then you'd see her come into the Canadian squad and look uncertain and look behind a step, or just not quite as like into the match. And, you know, if you don't play, it's hard to keep that, you know, that game sense, you know, to stay sharp. So hopefully having this opportunity in NWSL will change that, because, you know, she's a player that should have a really big career ahead of her.
You'd hope so, yes. But yeah, hopefully like things can turn around, and just regular playing time will actually be you know, very a useful thing and get things back on track. Yeah, would be helpful. It'd be a shame if it just never gets going for her.
Agreed. Anyway, overall a good tournament. The final was unfortunate. Tune in September 2023. Oh dear. All right. Things that we're talking about that we weren't already talking about in the first segment. And I am going to lead this off with Kyle Becker's goal in last night's CanPL match. Marcus, would you like to take us through it?
Holy shit, that went in! So the tragedy of that game was that all but one goal was not scored in front of me. They were all the other end.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I'm sorry.
Because we were in the, we saw the free kick go in, and it could have touched like 4 people from our angle, which was the worst seats in the house for that goal. And so as soon as it went in, heads whipped to the screen immediately to watch it. I watched it a couple hours ago just to marvel at the just insanity that I love the fact that they can be scored. I love the fact that Forge somehow has got 2 of them now. That's one more than any team should have. And they've got 2. That was quite spectacular. And the funny part was that earlier he put a corner similar weight, similar distance, with the difference being Sissoko got his head to it and it popped back and hit the back post and in. So he'd already found his golfer's touch. He'd already found his range. He knew what he was doing.
He tested the wind and knew what was happening. Yep.
He knew what he was doing, and after seeing the first goal, the Sissoko goal go in off of a corner, and then seeing that, it's really it was just a sign of things to come. It was quite the game overall. I mean, 5-1.
Well, yes.
With the Woobens Passius, it's got a hat trick.
I was literally kind of just looking up a clip of that, and it looks like that's what you were doing in the stands after the goal there.
Yeah,
you were shown briefly. You're kind of repeatedly pointing down at him. It looks as if you're doing this woo.
Yeah, yeah, something like that. The other side of the stadium, which I didn't know they were doing this, but they got their hands up doing the Wu-Tang sign. And
oh, really?
Yeah, and I hate that they came up with it first, because that's pretty good. Because like Wu-Tang, Woobens is also for the children.
Yes, I get it.
Yeah, it was.
Thank you.
I mean, it was, given that it was probably the potential for the first heat stroke of the season, because it was stupid hot on Tuesday. Yeah, the temperature, once the sun kind of got hidden behind a cloud, and it turns out there was actually a nice-ish breeze. I wouldn't say cool, but it wasn't warm. Kind of brought the temperature down, and it made it bearable. And then a treat. We were literally served an absolute buffet of goals. I mean, I don't usually get to see a hat trick, and now I saw a hat trick and a goddamn all at the other end of the pitch. So, to be fair, Women scored the 3rd goal in front of us, but at that point it was 4-1. So, yeah, good. If you get a chance to see an Olympico in person, it's like goalie.
Yeah,
okay.
I was, it was impressive. That was those are cool. So well done.
Forge has given me surprisingly a lot of holy shit, that happened in my lifetime moments already. They're only 4 seasons in. Goalie penalties and an Olympico. I mean, Jesus Christ. It's just, it's a
Woobens Hattie, come on.
I mean, to be fair, the Woobens Hattie was destined to come. That kid
I
is
know.
Absolute fucking fire.
Yeah, he's not long for CanPL, but
no, he is.
I was going to say, is he the next to be getting a 5-figure transfer to the Scottish second division or something?
I think so, Duncan. I think so.
5 figures. He might be in the 70s.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna start some rumors, but
Look at all these.
Wraith Rovers have been. No, I don't know nothing. Like
Hamilton Academical, surely.
Oh, dude, make it happen. I'm buying the shirt and the name immediately. Yeah, like it's his touch is like the confidence is just incredible on the kid because he can turn I want to say half chances. They're like legit chances, but he fucking buries it. Yesterday, every chance that he had, it seemed like it went into the net. And if it didn't go into the net, it got blocked by somebody. Like they were all on point. So, and this isn't isolated to Tuesday's game, because we record on Wednesday. This has been since he's like shown up. Like he last season, he was a substitute and would bag a goal. And then he'd come on as a substitute and then bag 2 goals. It's like, why is he substituting still? The guy's got 40 minutes of game played. He's got 3 goals. Suggestion. So it didn't take long before he was starting. But like also too, that team is just hemorrhaging with talent, and you could easily have him on the pitch or not have him on the pitch. Like, we subbed off Tristan Borges, and on came Karen Campbell. I mean, come on, like.
I know.
At this point, it's actually quite great.
You fucking spoiled brats.
But anyway, yeah. So, yeah, Wubin's not. You're right. Not long for this.
Yeah, I don't think so either for this league. Yeah. Well, speaking of games with goals and at least one spectacular goal, let's talk about the biggest match in Inter Miami's history. God. Like, they're terrible. They're terrible to begin with. They fucking deserve to get destroyed. One, for just the absolute audacity of that kind of statement.
It's one of those. It couldn't have happened to a better person, or in this case, a better club.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. But also to put Beckham's kid and Neville's kid into this match, like, Jesus fucking Christ.
This is the equivalent of like the rich parents who start a select side just so that their kid can be playing against the stars, and that's going to get them the contract to Europe, because that's of course the only way you get contracts is by playing.
Exactly. Oh, like it's just
yeah, like obviously to me it's like Inter Miami's basically saying we're not trying to win this game. That's fine. 2 guys getting their first minutes. Yeah, that makes total sense to me.
Yeah.
And when the hell did Aubameyang go to fucking Barcelona? Like, when did that happen? Did I fall asleep?
I don't even know, man.
Like I'm looking. Like, I didn't watch the game. I've seen the highlights, but I saw.
No, neither did I. So I just saw the highlight of the goal.
Like, I feel like it was like last week I was playing FIFA and you could get Aubameyang at a Dortmund card, and then it was in a Arsenal card because he got transferred mid-season. This was like 3-4 years ago at this point. But it's like, he's at Barcelona? When the fuck did that happen? Because the guy's lightning. But like, my favorite part, I don't know if you were gonna get to this, I apologize for spoiling your joke. Barcelona, when the 6th goal going in, they tweeted out touchdown, 6-0, and I'm like, oh, Barcelona admin, you're a fucking legend.
I know. Oh my God, they were just having the best night, right?
So like chef's kiss, like that's the right fucking response.
Oh, and then of course, like we have to talk about like the murder that was committed on the pitch, which was Memphis's goal. What was it? 70 late in the second half, right?
That was
what he did to that poor defender, who should just retire now and should never play again.
Like,
thank you, Will, for that.
It was entertaining.
It was filthy. Like, honestly, like Barcelona posted all the goals on their socials from posted July 19th, but it says here's the fifth from Memphis. I don't know. I don't think it was a case where the defender's soul left his body, but he he got severely dehydrated from the tears afterwards of how embarrassed he got.
Oh,
like just
God.
fucking humiliated. And it was like, fuck you, Miami. Y'all deserve this. But I mean, maybe that player didn't, but it couldn't happen in a nicer club. That was, I don't know. It just felt like it was like watching like somebody who's, like the 17-year-old brother who's just a perpetual dick, and he's like, watch what I can do to watch me undress my 5-year-old cousin. Like, it really felt like it was just it wasn't even like, it was just like 3 rungs of class above. And
God, yeah, like it wasn't even close.
Wasn't even fucking like, that guy's never had that happen to him in his life, and he's now wondering, should I go get my master's degree? Should I just go work for a family company? Dad says in a couple years I can have a dealership of my own. Like, it's just, God, it was beautiful to watch.
Yeah.
And there's not many clubs I wish that would have happened to, but
exactly.
Miami's definitely on that top 10.
Miami, Atlanta. Yeah. Anyway, hilarity.
So good.
And well-deserved and all those things. Women's Euro is on right now. If you haven't been watching, you have been missing some crazy good games. And a lot of them, a shit ton of goals. I did not get to watch.
Neil. No way. Your girls took a hell of a beating.
Remember when they were really good?
They're pining for the fjords.
Yes.
I did not get to watch today's match because I was at work, but my phone kept buzzing from various chat threads as, the game went into added extra time, and it looked like maybe it was going to go to penalties, but no. Fucking England. Jerks.
Fucking England.
Fucking England.
96 minutes.
Who's broadcasting, or is it just off of
UEFA.tv?
Brilliant.
So it's free. All you do is register, and it's very good quality. You can watch it on your laptop, watch it on your phone. You can cast it if you have it's UEFA.tv. I do highly recommend. They show a lot of good things and a lot of good women's football. But they've been showing the entire Women's Euro. Been great. So yeah, England are through to the semis, and who's next? Germany, Austria is tomorrow, and then Sweden, Belgium is on Friday, and then I'll be home, very happy. France, Netherlands on Saturday. Woohoo! So that should be a good one. They've all been good matches. I highly recommend. You can go back, you can rewatch matches, but watch the highlights at the very least if you haven't been watching this. It's been delightful. It's been what you want from tournaments like this. So yeah, get watching if you're not. Canada soccer, fuckers.
That really took a turn. I just want to throw that in. It was like, oh, look what happened. Look what happened at this Forge game. Amazing. Look at this. Look at Miami get destroyed. Amazing. UEFA Women's Euros are on. Amazing. Fuckers. Like, it's just, I don't feel like you had the rhythm down on that one. I should have started with the fuckers and then went with the good stuff, but you.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, I didn't put the, but I was so excited for you to get to talk about Kyle Becker's goal, and it just sort of all went from there.
Yeah, but that could be dessert. This could be,
that's true. That's true.
Steak you're going to serve us, and
always start with the fuckers.
Yeah, always start with the fuckers.
That's podcasting 101.
I apologize.
You're on enough podcasts. You should know.
Again, it's not like anybody saw this rundown hours ago and could have said something. No, anyway.
You're on 100 podcasts this week.
No, only 2 this week. No, only 1 this week. No, maybe 2 this week. I don't know. I lose track. So last week when we recorded, we talked a lot about an article, part of Rick Westhead's ongoing investigation into everything that's been happening with Canada Soccer and Canada Soccer Business, and CanPL, and both the national squads and all those good things. And about an hour after we finished recording,
Fuckers.
Canada Soccer came out with a statement that somehow managed to not mention Rick Westhead once. And yet desperately tried to put a positive spin on the things that he had brought up. The search for the women's coach, the development up in Vaughan, all these good things. And basically, just, again, it was mostly spin. Nobody, or hardly anybody, took it well or took it as anything other than it was, but an attempt to deflect all the work that Rick Westhead and now other journalists who are also getting involved have been doing to dig into all of this stuff. And then the men's team are forming a union. They're not joining PFA Can.
Oh.
I know, which I thought was a little strange, but anyway, they got to do what they got to do. They are forming their own union. Majority of the current men's squad signed union cards. I think there's only 3 players that didn't. I have no idea who they are. I literally have no idea who they are. But they've all been speaking very positively.
They thought they were going to have to sign with the Philadelphia Union. So
maybe that's what it is. Yes, no one wants that. Come on now.
Union Berlin, I guess.
That's good.
I would accept
be a bit
that.
more attractive.
Yeah, that would be fine. So that was like sort of, again, sign of unity there. So that's good. Both the men's squad and the women's squad have been like putting up united fronts. The Canada Soccer, just taking a beating on this for lack of transparency, for potential shenanigans, all sorts of things, right? And then instead of being like, you know what, fuck, man, like, we are behind it, right? We are behind the 8 ball. Everyone is coming for us. This is not good. We gotta do something. We gotta do something to like get them back on our side. We gotta think of somebody else. Think of somebody to put in charge, to have as a figurehead, to really like sway some public opinion back to our side. And we've been searching globally.
Need to show that you're taking things seriously and you're going to sort of new direction and all those sort of things. You fresh, clean sheets and all that sort of thing, and fresh starts.
Exactly. So we need, in Canada Soccer, like, it has a president, Scott Bontis, who everybody clearly adores. But we have, we need a general secretary. Because, Montopoli stepped down in the winter. And everybody's favorite from TFC fandom, Earl Cochrane, has been serving as the interim, just because, he's been acting general secretary, because Montopoli went to FIFA, for the Canada FIFA World Cup thing. Can't have, conflict of interest, obviously. Earl Cochrane's been somehow really, really involved in Canadian soccer for, almost 20 years. Terrifying. But guess what? He's got the job, everybody. It's his. The global search, the extensive global recruitment process went down the hall to what was it we used to call him? Earl Cochrane? Yeah.
Maybe he was traveling around the world and I had to search for him.
Oh, Oh, it's like
He's like Carmen San Diego.
Carmen San Diego. Where in the world is Earl Cochran? Oh.
Phileas Fogg kind of thing. 80 Days Around the World, that's all hot right now.
Oh, if you're not watching that on CBC, Jen, by the way, you should. It's so fucking good. Sorry.
I doubt it.
Wow.
Duncan!
Wow.
Oh, you got dunked.
Oh.
I will fight this dunking. Why do you hate David Tennant? What did he ever do to you?
I watched the cartoon version back in the 80s. And
that was good enough for you.
No, it was nothing special. So that told me all I need to know about this story and all the various adaptations of it.
Oh my God, Duncan. Have you ever said anything more you in the entire time that I have known you other than that? And I don't think so. That is classic Duncan right there.
Well, save me watching it.
No, you should watch it. It's very good.
No way. After what Duncan said, no way.
Jesus.
Spoiler, he doesn't think he does it, but he does.
Duncan just saved me hours of my life.
You're welcome, Tony.
Thanks, man.
Anyway, nobody seems happy about Earl Cochran's hiring, especially none of the players. And that seems to be a problem when the players are not pleased with the choice of person in which
Nick Pontus seemed pretty happy with it.
You're right, Duncan. You're right.
Aggressively happy with it, really. Defensively so almost.
Defensively so, yes. Oh, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating to have the people in charge of the sport that you love in your country constantly find new ways to fuck up. When they're handed good stuff like on a platter almost, because I often feel like these last few years, I feel like the women's team often succeeded in spite of everything. And although World Cup glory still awaits, and then the men's team, but like this last year, again, I get that they couldn't have foreseen this, but still, you have all this glory, all this goodness from both teams. It's just presented to you, and you still find multiple ways to just shit on it. I don't get it.
Was it just presented to them, or was this the culmination of decades of hard work from Earl Cochran?
You're right, Duncan.
I think all Canadian national teams should enter stadiums to Phil Collins against all odds.
Take a look at me now.
Yeah.
No, it's just an empty space.
Yeah. That's the trophy cabinet.
Oh, dear gods. I don't know. It's just frustrating. And I marvel at the constant kind of cluelessness, that they think they've made a good decision somehow, and
I love the idea that this is a results oriented business, and they went for the guy who's got the best resume of saying yes sir. Real, has anything under his stewardship been successful?
Well, Toronto fans chased him out of town, so that went very well.
But my point is that there was nobody else. Fucking nobody else. Nobody.
I mean, Carlo Ancelotti is sitting right there loving Canada.
Yeah.
And cheering for Canada. Why not bring him on board?
There's any number of I don't know. It just seems like, you're on the inner sanctum and you're one of our friends and don't worry, Earl, we'll take care of you. And eventually he's just going to fumble upwards until he gets this. And I can't imagine the next yes man that takes his place when Earl Cochran ultimately bumbles something repeatedly. It won't be a one thing. It'll be like 7 or 8 things. But like, what a shallow pool. Like, really, what a shallow fucking pool of talent. Nobody else. No one.
Yeah.
Else. Like,
Kristin, were you making a
provincial
martini?
associations and how many clubs of amateur, professional, whatever you want, and that's the guy you could get, and you're happy with them.
I was just getting a glass of water with some ice.
They come the whole wide world. They come the whole wide world just to find Earl.
Another great chant from the stands.
Yes.
Reckless Cochrane.
Yes.
I feel like there's like, can't we just like warp a 5440 song, Ocean Earl or something like that? I don't know.
I don't think 5440 deserves that.
No, that's very true. They really don't. Even if their drummer is a Vancouver fan, but that's okay. We'll forgive it.
We found the Earl.
So yeah.
And he signed for CSA. Fuck all y'all. I chose violence. What are you going to do?
Clearly.
I edit this. What are you going to do? Come at me.
Well, you know what? Like,
Just not enough hot pop songs rhyme with Cochrane.
Here I am, Cochrane like a hurricane. You're right. There isn't.
Yeah.
like the thing will
Cochrane. No, it's almost. But it doesn't really have a second. It doesn't have a second line.
be. It really doesn't. No.
God gave Cochrane to us. Gave Cochrane to us.
Wow.
Cochrane to the hills.
I'm all for Duncan's version just because it besmirches Kiss. So that's a win-win to me. I mean, it's literally their best song. I don't care, Kiss fans. I just don't care. But
I want Earl Cochrane all night.
And every day.
Yes.
Honestly, if he can
This is actually fun now. Yeah. Okay, this went better than I expected.
some way to resolve the issues with both national teams favorably, that will buy Canada Soccer a good chunk, of goodwill that'll carry them into, at least next year. But it's whether or not that can actually happen.
You realize that whole sentence while you were saying that the three of us were trying to come up with more Earl Cochrane songs, right?
Oh, I know. That's why I was dragging the sentence out. I was trying to speak for as long as I could while the three of you rummage around in your brains for more.
I'm not sure right now.
we've got a whole other segment. We can just keep
I was
bouncing.
going to say I'm about to move on to the last segment.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. Well, we can use this.
You guys ponder, you murble, think about it.
Yeah, we get time.
We're going to talk about what's coming up, and really with the men's national team not playing until the fall, and the women's national team having just finished the tournament. And we talked about the most exciting KMPL match, which was last night. We're going to talk about TFC. Yay! I know. Right? So TFC have 2 matches coming up within the next week. They've got MLS match this weekend, and on Tuesday night, Voyageurs Cup final. Seriously, Voyageurs Cup final.
Which year? Which year, though?
Oh, this year.
Oh.
I know.
How au courant.
It's very confusing. And
It has raisins in it?
Yes. The entire cup is full of raisins. Yeah.
Nice.
Just tip it over the winner's head. Big raisin shower from the cup.
Oh, the raisin shower. That shall keep your
yeah, don't Urban Dictionary. Don't look that up in Urban Dictionary.
Heard it through the grapevine.
How much longer? So TFC play Charlotte. Ooh, this weekend.
Some girl? Oh.
Yeah.
The
good.
princess?
The web
Bronte.
planet. So Charlotte are hovering just below the playoff line right now. Toronto desperate for a good performance. But really with all of this, the real question for this match is, are all of the Italians playing? Because that's really all that anybody cares about. Obviously, Lil Crisco is going to play. It looks like Bernie's going to play. What is Insigne going to play? What is the likelihood that all three of them set foot on the pitch on Saturday?
If we're including potential substitute appearances.
Yes, I believe we are. I will allow that.
Then I would get it probably as high as like the 75% chance that all three of them will be on there at some point.
Okay. Do you think there's a chance that Bernie starts along with Lil Crisco?
Yeah, I think that's more likely than Insigne.
Seems like
I don't think Insigne is going to start at all.
Yeah, he's the one that's maybe like 10 or 15 minutes off the bench at this point.
Yeah.
That seems reasonable. I actually wouldn't be surprised if Bernardeschi's halftime sub and then Insigne comes on later. I don't know. Jet lag.
Think?
I kind of feel like whenever players come from overseas, like there's usually like a game where they don't play a full 90. I just feel like that's the case. I have no like real evidence, but it feels like every time we've signed somebody like mid our season, end of their season type thing, they're here and the first game out, they might play, they'll play some minutes, but I don't think they necessarily start. I very well accept that I could be making all of this shit up, and don't quote me on that, especially good friend. Hold on to something. Martin Bailey, he would know this more than anybody, but I would not want to incur his wrath of knowledge and incredible spreadsheets if I was wrong.
Reasonable. I do think that like this is the game that Toronto have been pushing, because this was, they pushed Insigne's, first time in the TFC kit to this weekend in terms of how they were promoting it. It's been a little quiet. They've been a little quiet about it. A lot of Bernardeschi stuff. And again, why not again? As we've said before, he was very delightful in his unveiling on Monday and has been, had the love, when he came to the airport. Anyways, lots of good things. So I can sort of like shift focus to him right now. And really sort of do that. So I think they're still going to be like highly promoting this match. I do think it's going to be close to a sellout. I do think if you want to make some money, current TFC season seat holders, this is the time to do it.
Yeah, I can concur. I mean, I legit double booked, but I know I've already flipped my tickets and I undercut just about everybody in the South End, and I moved them actually within under 12 hours. So if you're thinking of it now, not later, now.
Yeah. But it's the home match, which should be good because again, TFC continue to be absolute shit on the road. Have yet to win a game. And again, Charlotte's they're a decent team, but they're by no means a fantastic team, right? So there's potential there. They score about as many goals as Toronto. They let in less, but then again, who doesn't? DC apparently. But they've only won once on the road. So there's that. That's a potential positive right there. And yeah, if Bernie plays, if Osorio is fit, that kind of thing, that there's potential for some goodness now. But the question is, with the Voyageurs Cup coming up on Tuesday, and honestly, really Toronto's only chance at real silverware this season, does Bradley not necessarily sacrifice this match, but maybe, hold some people back? What do you think?
No, I think this particular game would be their priority out of the two, probably. Okay. It's probably got a bit more of a hype about it now with that sort of thing. It's actually going to be on the national TV in Canada, and I would expect to see a first team here, and if players have to be rested, they'll be rested for the Voyageurs Cup game, would be my guess as to how it goes. I disagree with that decision, but that's how I think will happen.
Yep, I agree. I think that's spot on. The club in general has always, except for brief moments, has always prioritized the league over Canadian Championship. So I didn't expect anything different.
I'm leaning more to same as you guys. I think Duncan's is spot on. It's with the amount of hype and shall we say jumping the gun when Insigne first got here and tried to flip a $45 scarf for a guy who was not ready to play. Well done. I feel like if it wasn't kind of like that hype of people are clamoring for these, let's see them all play now. If that wasn't happening, then yes, I would say let's rest and go get the cup. Otherwise, in this situation, the timing for the Voyageurs Cups being the priority could not have been worse. Therefore, the marketing takes center stage. And to your earlier point, Kristin, TFC is more than capable of getting silverware. Bed Bath & Beyond have got many sets of forks and knives and spoons that you can get at reasonable prices. Many locations in and around Southern Ontario. We are not sponsored by them, but this is a really stupid gag and I'm going with it. So that it is entirely possible that they can go and get some new knives. Okay. The KTG or whatever the fuck it's called these days could use some new spoons.
You're right. And the other thing, and I didn't realize this, I'd forgotten this. This Saturday's match against Charlotte FC, which apparently is their name, and I'd forgotten. I thought it was FC Charlotte. I don't know.
I had to look it up, honestly. 50.
I just did as well, and I was looking at this stuff this morning, and it completely skittered out of my brain. This is the first time these two teams have met.
Really?
Yes.
Not even. I guess Charlotte FC is a completely separate entity from whatever Charlotte team TFC used to play against in preseason back in the day when
I think that was Charleston.
That was Charleston.
Battery.
Yeah.
Yes,
Never mind then. Never mind.
Geography can be.
So this gentleman is an historic occasion.
Ooh.
First ever.
I'm upset that they don't have the word thump on the back of their shorts to commemorate Charlotte native junkyard dog.
Grab them cakes. Or hey, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Ric Flair entered the chat. I mean, come on.
I know, but still, what do they have written on their trunks? Not thump.
Flair. A dragon.
I mean, yeah, they could come out in Ric Flair robes. That'd be pretty fucking amazing too.
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat was from Charlotte?
He was billed from Charlotte. He was actually from Hawaii, but he was billed from Charlotte.
He was billed from Charlotte, yeah.
Was he?
Yes. I actually looked this up recently because
they
I found out
they needed to give him an exotic place to come from. So, we can't say Hawaii, Charlotte.
I recently looked this up last week because I discovered that Ricky the Dragon Steamboat had a brother in his. I forget what his name was, but it was close to Rick.
Jimmy the Iguana.
No, but it was like
Tugboat.
like Dick the Dragon Steamboat or Dick Steamboat, something like that. Like it was Rick and Dick or something like that. Like it
Dickie Steamboat.
Yeah,
Dickie the Dragon Steamboat.
I'm not sure if it rhymed or it started with the same letter, but it was like, fuck off, really. And
that's amazing. I love that.
So that's Charlotte. He's born and raised in Hawaii, but he's billed at like wrestling from Charlotte. Things you didn't need to know. Yeah, I could give a shit less about this match. I know we don't put this on camera, but I literally, when you're saying the first ever match between the two, my right hand just immediately did the hair jerking off motion thing. I just couldn't stop.
What? Vicky Steamboat?
Vic the Dragon Steamboat.
Vic, thank you. I knew it rhymed. Okay, thank you. Vic Steamboat. Vic.
Vic. Oh God.
Vic the Vapor Rub. Vic the Vapor Rub Steamboat.
Is their last name actually Steamboat?
No, their last name is Blood.
Yeah, which is awesome.
That's pretty good.
Could you imagine having the last name Blood going into pro wrestling and somebody say, you know what, you need to change
Rick Blood, you know,
Rick the Dragon Blood?
No.
How about
Ricky Blood from Hawaii?
Yes.
Yeah. Ricky Blood from Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yes.
Steamboat from Charlotte.
The five of you guys who listen to this show who love wrestling shit, it's for you.
This is for you.
It's for you.
Exactly. I was trying to explain this to somebody recently because we made like a wrestling reference like on Twitter or something, and someone was like, "Oh, what's this?" And I was like, "Dude, if you listen to our show, this is."
So one of our favorite matches ever was Randy Poffo versus Rick Blood.
Yeah,
I'm excited by that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Poffo v Blood.
Honestly, I nearly, like, my jaw nearly just fell out of my face when I found out that Ricky Steamboat's real last name was Blood, and he never, as far as I knew, professionally ever went by Rick Blood.
I know.
I mean, Jesus, that just, you could just put that as an indie show. Nobody's ever heard of this guy. Holy fuck, there's a dude on the card named Rick Blood.
I know.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna call you Ricky Teddy Bear.
Yeah.
I have an idea.
Do you maybe go with like Rich Blood?
Apparently, he did start out in his early years as Rick Blood, but because they didn't want him to, I guess whoever took him under his wing didn't want him to be one of the heels. He was going to be a face, and Rick Blood was more of a heel name. So,
oh my God, that's the ultimate heel name.
It's the ultimate heel name.
Well, what better good guy name than Steamboat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doot, doot.
Who doesn't love a steamboat?
Yeah, I mean, steamboats aren't violent; they're friendly.
Oh, because he looked like
a steamboat.
No, he resembled Sammy Steamboat, who was another Hawaiian professional wrestler.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
And so they gave him that name, and it stuck.
It's not the first time they've done. Oh, you kind of look like enter type of minority here, and you got that descendant name. I mean,
yep.
Yeah.
You look like Dave Snuka.
Yeah.
Vic Steamboat, though. Vic Blood.
Vic Blood.
Oh my God! Like that's straight out of like Commando.
Vic
or
Blood
something.
is worse than Rick Blood.
I know. Vic Blood needs to have his own action franchise.
Vic Blood's the guy that's been hiding behind the curtain, and has just been beating the shit out of him just as he's about to come through, and nobody ever catches him. Nobody ever sees him.
Yep.
My God, it's Vic Blood. Seriously, you came up with no other? No, that's his real name. Oh shit, that's his brother. Oh shit.
He
Here's
wasn't
my
even
birth certificate.
He was just his +1.
I mean, the Blood Brothers. I mean, anyway,
the Blood Brothers.
This has gone so far off the rails. I mean, but player to watch.
Oh, Christian fucks. I mean, I just want to get that out.
I know. I was like, damn it.
I wanted to make sure it was first.
Damn it.
First out, I wanted to make sure I mispronounced it correctly.
That's the thing.
I needed to go. I didn't want to give him the Fuchs. I want fucks. I mean, Fun fact: Christian fucks Vic Blood's tag partner. It was
Nice.
Blood
fucks.
No, Tony.
tag team of Bucks and Blood. Oh no, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And here comes the
I'm
fucks.
sorry to the universe. I wish I never thought of that. I wish I didn't do it. I wish
Christ in a handbasket.
I mean, it stays in the show, but I wish I hadn't done it.
Well, obviously, but
It's like the Can-Am connection.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. I'm going with man of international mystery, Andre Shinyashiki. Let me tell you about Andre Shinyashiki, everyone.
I'm in.
His father, Roberto, is a Brazilian psychiatrist and author.
Ooh.
Shinyashiki is of Japanese descent through his father and Italian descent through his mother. He is eligible to represent Brazil, Japan, and Italy in international soccer.
And he's never going to make any one of them. But
And
that's amazing.
guess where Charlotte got this guy from?
Okay, what would be the
Hawaii?
most random ass place in all three of them? So if it's not,
Colorado Rapids.
oh,
Oh, come
I
on.
was gonna say South Africa. That only made sense to me. Kaiser Chiefs, huh? No, call them. Boo! That's such a just boring turn. It really is.
But also his first name's Andre.
Mm.
He's got all the
Yeah.
he's got Japanese, Italian, and Brazilian. Let's go with a nice French first name.
Yeah.
Duncan, I'm almost afraid to ask.
No, I'm just going to go with, let's keep it simple. Let's go with Harrison Awful. You know,
That's terrible.
Yep. The worst.
I'll give it to Charlotte. That team's stacked with some fun names.
Oh,
Well,
fuck yeah. There's
So
a bunch of
I went with this poor guy. Like I feel his name is Ben Bender.
Holy shit, the B stands for Ben. That's
It
amazing.
stands for Benjamin Bender from Baltimore.
We must have Ben Bender from Baltimore.
Ben Bender from Baltimore.
Oh man, I feel wait.
Like
We
I was
must have
initially
made-
just going in for the Bender joke from like Futurama, right? But then I was like, oh my god, his name is Ben Bender.
He must have been a super draft pick. I feel like we could not have missed this.
Generation Adidas.
But
I don't know
super
where-
draft.
Super draft, yeah.
He's
Oh yeah.
not super draft. He
College
didn't do-
MLS, super draft, recent super draft, but he's played like almost every match. 13 starts. Yeah, good time.
Honestly, I just think I like the fact that we forget the names that we make fun of last week. This is because it's just
Bender.
fresh every time. Like when we play Colorado, when we play Charlotte for the first time ever next year, we're not going to remember that Ben Bender fucking
From
played.
Baltimore.
Yeah, from Baltimore. I mean, I'm going to remember the fucks joke because that's just good. Everything else is just.
Well, if there's anything we know, it's that Christians fuck. So
Oh, he does. He does. It's
Awful fucks.
that's a pairing.
I'm just hoping Brent Bronico is still there next year.
Well, we do play them again in a few weeks, so just like save some of this up.
Oh, really? Okay, great.
Oh yeah, home and away, baby.
Listeners, stay tuned for private investigator Brent Bronico.
I think they're the right winger, Franco. Yeah, it's Alan Franco.
All right, predictions for this match. I don't even know anymore.
Due Atero to Charlotte.
Reasonable.
I think it's going to go to extra innings, but Toronto win by a touchdown. Yeah. Fuck. I don't know. 1-1. Let's just do 1-1.
Sure.
1-0 for the Toronto Italians via not Brooklyn. You know how many different names the Brooklyn Italians had?
Go on.
Go on.
Plenty.
Sweet. Back to you,
Yeah.
Kristin. Oh,
Good journalism, Tony. Well done.
One of them was
I mean-
Brooklyn Dodgers, which is just a terrible ripoff and just
Wow.
poor.
boring.
But they were also called Palermo. That makes sense.
On brand.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with a very unlikely 2-1. That part's likely because TFC is never keeping a clean sheet ever again, apparently. 2-1 win for Toronto.
Oh.
I know. Why not? Why not? Because it won't happen, but why not? All right. So then Voyagers Cup.
More important. Here we go. Brooklyn Italians, Brooklyn Italians.
He found it.
Inter SC. This is my favorite. From Inter SC, they decided to go, well, what's the next best Italian name, would you guys think?
AC Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Close. Boca Juniors.
Natch.
What?
Natch. Yep.
Yeah.
I see it now.
And then Brooklyn Dodgers / Palermo Football Club in the same stretch, and then back to Brooklyn Italians.
All right, question. Do you happen to know if they happen to have that Dodger blue and pink stripes? Because that would be delicious. I would. I want that. I want that now. We've just imagined it. And I want it now.
I wonder what their sponsor on their shirt is. Cannolis.
I was going to say like Drago or something. I don't
know. No company name.
No, just an item. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Prosciutto.
Yeah.
Brooklyn Italians brought to you by Gabagool.
Yeah. Gabagool.
All right. So Tuesday night is the Voyagers Cup final for this year. No, I'm serious. The Voyagers Cup final is getting played on Tuesday. I never felt less aware or like engaged by a cup match that is the Voyagers Cup, which we love, than I have for this one. I was like, wait, didn't I see something like on Instagram, maybe an email? And I was like, oh, fuck, Voyagers Cup is Tuesday night.
It's mostly an emailed tournament.
So Tuesday night in Vancouver, the Whitecaps host Toronto for the 2022 Voyagers Cup final. Really, the big question is what hilarious way will Vancouver lose the Voyagers Cup this time? Since they did the unexpected by beating all those CanPL teams to make it to the final, which I still don't understand how that happened, against all odds.
Phil Collins.
Let's call that.
Nice.
But still, they can't possibly win, right?
Oh, God, no.
Okay.
It means tradition.
It's true. So let's hear it.
3rd minute own goal, game winner. That's right. 87 minutes of suffering at such a terrible back pass. And it's just torture. Pure torture. They shelled the
scores said own goal.
I couldn't name a defender on Vancouver's team to name. I couldn't name Can I name a player? David Gould? I know he's like a big deal. I would hate for
Ryan Gould.
Ryan
Gould. Thank you. Him. No, I'm not gonna name him. I don't know, a player. Okay, it doesn't really matter. It's gonna be Vancouver's equivalent of the academy kids coming up for a V Cup. It's gonna be whoever that guy is. It's just like 3rd appearance, first start, back pass, right past the keeper into the net, 3rd minute, and then 89, 92, 96 minutes of Toronto just getting shelled, and nothing goes in. Toronto ends up with 1 shot on net. There's the story right there. 1 shot on net, not even the one that goes in. Own goal. They take 18 shots, nothing goes in. Bono's the hero somehow. I don't like that.
All right.
I got an imagine.
Very, very, very plausible.
I'm going to go with, so Vancouver's going to be like playing well, looking good, clearly the better team. And so Lucas Cavallini, he's going out there doing Lucas Cavallini things. I mentioned he gets himself booked, and then, eventually sort of gets himself sent off for a foul that takes place during the build-up to the one time Vancouver actually score a goal. So the goal gets disallowed, and he also gets booked and gets sent off. Then after that, TFC come on strong and win 1-0, something along those lines.
Tony?
a bit far-fetched.
I don't. Lucas Cavallini getting sent off. That's like, I would bet money on that almost.
Yeah, okay, but I think I got it though.
All right, let's hear it.
Tight match in the first half. They come out. Vancouver comes out pretty strong right at the second half. Russell T-Burt takes a really hard shot at goal, misses just wide, but Vancouver legend Nigel Reo-Coker, who was doing a halftime bicycle demonstration, is walking off the pitch. The ball hits his bike, sending Reo-Coker tumbling, but the ball then deflects across the pitch back into Vancouver's goal. Because it's a Canadian Championship, there's no VAR. Referee misses it. Own goal, Toronto wins 1-0.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tony, you're so close. You're so close. But I have the real answer.
All right.
So grinding, torturous match. Lots of fouls, Cavallini's hanging on a thread, Michael Bradley's hanging on a thread. Like there's yellow cards everywhere. But, some fresh legs come on from both sides late in the second half. Super sub to St. Ricketts comes on for Vancouver. And then, oh my God, what's he doing? Scores on his own net, rips off his kit to reveal Toronto FC kit underneath. Secret agent to St. Ricketts all along. Wins it for Toronto.
Oh. And then he does the secret handshake with Mark Anthony K.
Yes.
Oh, done. That's some heel shit right there. Vic Blood's got nothing on this.
So St. Blood.
So St. Blood.
Rick and Vic Blood, the tag team there, their finishing move would clearly be the bloodbath.
Oh, yeah.
But, another option, obviously, what's his name? The coach, Vanni Sartini, was all like, all these Italians, Vancouver people don't come out here to cheer on the Italians or anything. So it's going to be a tight game, what have you. And it's going to be, one of TFC's Italians, Larry or Bernie, either one, scores a winning goal in extra time. The Vancouver crowd goes wild for it, just to make Vanni Sartini sad.
As long as we don't have to see his ass crack again.
Again? Yes.
Remember he was celebrating something last year. Do anyone else remember? It was on camera and he did a pretty deep bend. It was like, got the full Santini.
No, I don't remember that. I'm glad I don't remember that.
Yeah, it's a little too much skin. Just a little bit of plumber action.
Okay,
now,
all right.
One very amusing thing that I'm kind of talking about, Santini's talking about the crowd and what have you. Vancouver put out a promotion. All Caps fans named Ryan, Lucas, Lucy, or Andres or Andrea can claim one free ticket to the final.
What? Really?
Send an email. If you've got one of those names, you get a free ticket.
Huh.
Seriously?
Apparently, yes. A friend of the show, Martin Bailey, brings this to my attention. Well, not to my attention. He brings it to Twitter's attention, and that's where I saw it.
Sorry, Duncan. We're going to edit that so it's. He brought it to your attention specifically. Okay, I'm making a note. This will come out. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, continue.
But I'd say all Caps fans named Ryan, Lucas, Lucy, or Andres, Andrea can claim one free ticket to the #CanChamp final.
That's not desperate at all.
No.
Wow.
Practically seems normal.
Yeah.
All I got to say about it is justice for Nigels.
Yeah.
That's what you get for making plans.
Nice.
And is there not a feminine equivalent of Ryan? Obviously, Lucas and Lucy, Andreas and Andrea. Ryan, Rihanna, sure, there you go.
Rianne.
Yeah.
Irish. Good Irish last name.
Yeah, Ryan Wilkinson's just like, hey, what the fuck, man?
Oh, there you go, yeah. Yep, Ryan Wilkinson. Perfect. She could have come up from Portland for the night.
Exactly.
But no. You're not going to give me a free ticket.
Forget that, yeah.
What do you mean
there's no free ticket?
You just screwed international singing sensation Rihanna out of a ticket.
Yes. Yeah, Rihanna was going to go.
All right. Do we need players to watch for this? I don't think we should.
No.
I think we just named them all. All right. actual predictions, actual score predictions, not calamitous predictions. Just give me some score predictions, please.
3-0 Toronto.
Woo!
Wow.
Hey. 2-0 Toronto.
Wow.
Why?
What are you?
Who are you people?
It's Vancouver. It's the Voyageurs Cup.
That's true.
2-1 Vancouver.
Oh.
Try being a real fan.
Marcus.
I'm not going with V Cup tradition as much as that's what I want, but like current form. That's all.
Wow.
Also, too, I'm sure the B team is going to get one good last run out before.
Mark has apparently caught Julian Gresselmania.
Oh shit! That's right. I forgot about that.
It's running wild. No,
Yes.
sorry, that's the remnants of COVID. Never mind. Sorry, can't tell the apart.
Because again, I think Toronto's going to go the whole season without getting a clean sheet. 3-1, Toronto.
We already got one against Montreal in the semi-final.
Oh, that's right, in the V Cup. You're right.
Yeah, it's only an MLS streak.
Erase the whole show. This is embarrassing.
Yeah.
I know, that's it. I clearly, zero credibility, lost what little I had. I'll stick with the 3-1, though. All right. As our producer has just let us know how fucking long we've been talking, that should be the end of the show.
We had no special guests, and we did it. Well done.
Yeah. I know. Good job. Everyone, raise your right hand up in the air. Put it to your left shoulder. Give yourself a pat on the back.
Sorry.
That was my high school band teacher used to do that with us all the time whenever we did something particularly good to give ourselves pats on the back. And it just flashed through my brain. Mr. Laidlaw.
Did that happen often?
Yes, it did. We were a very good band. Thank you very much, Duncan.
Did you do classical gas?
What?
I know. I mean, you probably backed me up here, Mark. I know I've heard of the Burlington Teen Tour Band.
Everyone's heard of them. They have a bus.
Yes, I've never heard of the
street.
Never heard of the Peterborough Teen Tour Band.
Oh,
I went to high school in London. Thank you very much.
I haven't heard of the London Teen Tour Band either.
Nobody's heard of
Victoria.
Anyway, I was actually trying to end our show, and I was doing a really poor job of it. So that's been our show for this week.
Do you guys ever do Real American? That's a hot track.
Stop it. Oh, God. Please join us next week when we recap a hopeful Toronto FC Voyageurs Cup victory, see how they do in their historic first match against Charlotte, see what other revelations might come out of Canada soccer, oh dear gods, and more. I have been joined by the entire Vocal Minority Podcast panel, to be found out there on the Twitters at Duncan D. Fletcher, Mr. Duncan Fletcher.
Hello.
Out on the tweet machine at malarkey FC, Mr. Tony Walsh.
Earlamania is cock running wild.
Wow.
What am I going to do, brother?
Oh, dear gods.
It's never going to come crashing down.
On the Twitters at KitNerdMark with a K, not a Q, Mr. Mark Hinkley.
Thank you to everybody who continues to support us via Patreon. We absolutely appreciate it. We do still have shirts. They are on our Zazzle shop. You can find the link on our website, vocalminority.ca. And in case this is, you're feeling fancy, we're starting to put the episodes on YouTube. There's no video, so just lower expectations. But if YouTube's a better venue for you to enjoy these podcasts, feel free to go check it out. Just look for the Vocal Minority on your YouTube searches. And once we get enough subscribers, we can make that like youtube.com/Vocal Minority. But until then, it's a bunch of letters. I'm not going to say them. Back to you, Kristin.
Thank you, Marcus. As for me, you can find me on the internet. Yes, the entire internet at KZ Knowles. I have been your host, Kristin Knowles. And until next week, Canada, get used to it.
If you smell what a cock Rin's cooking.
Jesus Christ.